Welcome back, everybody, to The Delusional Fan with Geraghty and McCloud. Ryan McCloud sitting to my left. I am Chris Geraghty. Welcome back for another week. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and make sure you hit us up on Facebook and all the other social media venues. We've had some good chatter about some of the stuff going on lately. Interesting week in sports this week, Ryan.
Yeah.
Some crazy stuff came down today with the whole Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte crapola.
So strange.
Now Roger Goodell instituting more of his power this week, which we're going to get into in a little bit here.
Right.
Before we get to that, because the whole Ryan Lochte thing just came out, I wanted to ask you what your thoughts are. So, well, here, let me go over it first for those that haven't heard. So first of all, Lochte is one of the most decorated Olympians, really. He is. I think he's got 8 gold medals. Maybe 10 something total. I'd have to look at the actual numbers, but he's got a lot of medals.
A lot of those are relays with Phelps.
With Phelps, yeah.
Right.
They've won
yes,
3
absolutely,
years, 3 Olympics in a row. Him and his buddies went out, said that they got pulled over in their taxi by some police that ended up, they say, being fake police. Lochte originally said he had a gun put to his forehead,
right,
and then they were robbed, blah, blah, blah. So...
Dude, he had an elaborate story. I mean, it was
huge, yeah.
His guys got on the ground, he refused to, and then it got pointed at his forehead, and then he finally was like, okay, take what you want. They didn't take his cell phone, though. They didn't take his like $1,200 shoes or whatever they said. So
they come to find
stuff,
out
man.
through just interviewing everybody, now there's video today that none of that actually happened. That basically they were drunk, went into this gas station bathroom, the door was locked, so they kicked the door open and pissed all over the floor. And
Lochte was the ringleader of it. Yeah.
The security guards caught him. The owner of the place caught him. They ended up yelling at him. I guess security guards did have guns, but they're like, hey, what the hell are you doing breaking up our place? Right. They ended up settling on the cash they had on them, and then everything should have went, what it should have been at that point was really a great drinking story.
Yeah.
Where Lochte comes back here and says, so, we were super drunk.
Right.
Down in Rio. We kick this door open and this thing piss all over the floor, end up giving this guy cash to settle the whole thing crazy.
I'll tell you what, the backlash for that would be far less than what's going on now. He's about to get indicted.
Well, he did get indicted. That just came down about an hour ago.
There you go.
So now he's being indicted for filing a false...
What an idiot.
Yeah, a false police report. So, thoughts?
That's my thought. He's an absolute idiot. This is so uncalled for. Right?
Yeah.
And it'd be one thing to, if you did something embarrassing, maybe twist the story a little bit. Like, we never pissed on the floor or something like that. Maybe don't mention that when you get caught. We got in this, we drank a little bit, we got into some, we did something that was wrong, and we apologized for it. It could have been that simple. For him to have all this detail in this lie and then to flee the country, that's not, you don't look guilty.
No, not at all.
No, not one bit.
So, yeah.
He deserves all of this. He's an idiot.
But that actually a little bit leads into the PED stuff, and I'll tell you why, or even just discipline stuff in the NFL in general, because we can even talk a little Tom Brady here.
Right.
The cover-up always seems to be worse than the actual crime. Mm-hmm. For instance, this Lochte thing. The actual crime was literally a drunken story that was solved with some cash, and that was it. Mm-hmm. It was over at that point.
Right.
Who cares what anybody heard after that, because it was settled. We gave this guy cash, he kept his mouth shut, that was it, right?
Yep.
Same thing with Brady. So what? We deflated a few balls. I'll take my $25,000 fine.
Right.
It
could have been easily that. Yeah.
Now we've got these. Now we come to what we wanted to talk about in our first segment here, which is it's Julius Peppers, James Harrison, Clay Matthews have all been asked. Mike Neal have all been told by the NFL, you have to meet with us. Within, I think they have 8 days to do it.
By the 25th of August.
You have to meet with us. If you do not, we will suspend you. So, this is all based on an unfounded Al Jazeera report.
Yep.
Okay? Where a guy who was trying to save his own ass threw out a bunch of names of people that he knew were taking steroids. So, there's two sides to this. One of the names he had already thrown out was Peyton Manning.
Yes.
NFL asked to meet with Peyton Manning and his wife. They said yes, they did it. The NFL cleared him. It's over. Mm-hmm. Harrison, for sure, said, yeah, I'll meet with you. You got to come to my house. Goodell said, no, you have to come to us. Mm-hmm. Well, you really haven't heard much from Matthews, Neal, or Peppers.
Right.
So, a little bit of a witch hunt.
It's more of a dick measuring contest, but yeah.
I see it a little bit. Now you can get mad at me for this. I see it as where there's smoke, there's fire. Pepper's already been caught once. There's already been an unfounded scandal with Clay Matthews, back with Brian Cushing at USC, but then Cushing's been caught twice doing steroids. So
Sure.
I do kind of see, where there's smoke, there's fire thing for me.
Sure.
And do I think that all those guys are most likely using some sort of performance-enhancing drug? Of course they are, because I think most NFL players are.
As long as you
on any team, any team,
right? Yep.
But that's not. They haven't been caught. At least Peppers had already been caught with that. He served a suspension as a while ago.
Yep.
So
that was Carolina days, right?
I mean,
years ago.
Do you think they should meet with the NFL, or do you think they should let the lawyers and the union work this out and hopefully avoid a suspension?
So this is affecting me a little bit more so because there's players on my team, right? Yeah. Okay. What I want to say first of all is this: I understand the correlation between we're talking some player discipline, things like that. There's video evidence of Lochte and those swimmers doing those things at that gas station, not being robbed by people dressed like police. Okay. There's text message proof. There's this and that from There's certainly more to go off of for the Deflategate than where is the smoking gun in this report? That's what I want to, because I agree. When there's smoke, there's fire. I probably would agree with that. And you can have all the previous accusations towards these players, and you want to take that into effect, that's fine, or into account, that's fine. But there is no smoking gun here. Just like you said, Peyton Manning has been cleared of all these accusations and charges, mostly because all the statements made by this one person have been recanted, right?
Yeah, he recanted all of them.
Right. So if your immediate question is, should the players talk to the NFL? If it's a guarantee that they're going to be cleared, yes. But you have the flip side to that is, hey, no. And here's the thing, though. The flip side to that is, it really is. And you can laugh at it, but it's setting a scary precedent what they are trying to do right now. This is Brady and Deflategate all over again.
It's not a precedent. This is collectively bargained.
See, and I'm glad you said that. Because have you looked into what the wording and the verbiage is there? The only way they can suspend you over PED use is by a failed drug test. None of these guys have, at least based on this report right now, no, they've taken drug tests. None of them have failed for PEDs.
But they wouldn't be suspended for, the same way Brady's not suspended for deflating a football, they wouldn't be suspended for taking steroids. They would be suspended for not complying with the league.
Okay, so can I read something?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Pete Doherty from Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
Oh God.
Whatever, man. Say whatever you want. These are facts. This is not opinion here. Okay. All right. Well, it is.
Ask Pete what he thinks about Tom Brady, and I guarantee you it's the opposite. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, he talks about him in this. The NFL has a PED policy, and that policy is in no way compels players to cooperate with PED investigations. That's collectively bargained, as you said. Peppers and Matthews did not fail a drug test, so according to the policy, the league can suspend them only if they've broken the law or had other documented evidence-based violations. Okay? So that would be a Peppers, right? Okay. The league can conduct an investigation, decide it has evidence of PED use, and then suspend the players. But nowhere in the policy does it say the players have to do anything other than the drug test. Okay. So look, I feel like it's like this. I feel like Roger Goodell in his head, when these issues come up, and can you at least admit that he's had blunder after blunder for the most part when doing this, when handling discipline? The Ray Rice thing was a travesty.
Can I respond to that?
Sure.
There's a yes and a no.
Okay.
Originally, I would say yes, the Ray Rice thing was a blunder based on what I'll go into something else.
Okay.
What I would say right now, though, is looking back, hindsight, the Ray Rice thing worked out perfectly for Goodell. You know why? Who's Ray Rice play for right now?
Nobody.
Okay. He got Ray Rice kicked out of the league.
Okay.
So I think it worked out just fine. You know who it didn't work out for?
That's what it should have been to begin with. The blunder is that
he's out. He's gone. It worked out.
Dude, that's not the point.
So what was
the point? Is that
No. Tell me the point. What do you think Ray Rice should have gotten then?
He should have been kicked out of the league immediately. If that's what the personal opinion from everybody is, that he should be kicked out.
Why should he have been kicked out of the league? I don't think that was
he physically beat a woman. They have a domestic violence.
He hit a woman after a woman hit him. So yes, there was physical violence.
Okay.
That was wrong. He dealt with the law. He dealt with the NFL suspension. Why should he have been kicked out of the league?
I'm telling you, there was visual evidence of him punching his girlfriend's lights out, unconscious, and dragging her out of an elevator.
And
I think that's conduct. That's the epitome of conduct detrimental to the league. You're setting a bad precedent. You're setting a bad example for a player in the National Football League.
You know how many guys we could go back on and say that?
Of course. And this is, we're kind of getting too much in the Ray Rice thing. My point is this. He came out and gave him, like a 4-game suspension? And then there was an uproar. And now Greg Hardy's still playing for a team after it was a 2-game suspension, right? Yeah. So I'm not trying to get into whether that was right or wrong. My point is he has screwed up every disciplinary action he's put in since he's been commissioner. It's why you're of course right, they've collectively bargained everything here. But you can't tell me if the rule is you can only fail a drug test, that's how we can suspend you for PED use, okay? There's no failed drug test. There's a statement made by a random guy, hold on, he has recanted his statement about every player, not just Peyton Manning, every player. There's nothing saying you have to come and interview with me or I can suspend you. He's using that, though, he's using a clause in the CBA of conduct detrimental to the league.
Okay,
I just think it's a loophole.
One parallel.
Yeah.
One parallel.
I think it's a loophole.
I want you to forget the PEDs in this case. I'm going to make a parallel for you. The boss is asking you for a meeting. You're saying no. If Logan walked up to you at work and said, Ryan, I want to see you in my office.
Yes.
What do you do?
Okay, sure. Now if I would I would have to go talk to my boss, right?
Yeah.
Now what if it was something as simple as this? Because it's not like they've just not responded to their phone calls or not responded to their emails. They have sent a written statement to the NFL saying this is my side, this is what's happened in my opinion, and this is where we stand. I'm not going to come interview with you for statements made that have been taken back. So let me say this: if somebody came up to you and accused you of something, right? You just stole that bottle of booze, okay, right? And then and so now everybody's around you asking, Chris, why did you steal that? Come talk to us about stealing it. I never stole anything, right? And then that person comes up and says, hey guys, he never stole it. I apologize. He never stole it. It should be over then. It should be over. Look, I understand that if you want to suspend somebody, then of course you're going to try your best to do it.
Right. But listen,
but he shouldn't have.
All they want to do is talk to him. The
Absolutely.
thing is we don't know what that conversation with Peyton Manning was like either. It could have just been, listen, this douchebag said this stuff about you. Did it happen? No, of course it didn't happen. Okay. We just needed to make sure we found some documents when we researched this that correlated that this guy actually worked there. He might have known some of the inner workings. So when he mentioned names, even though he recanted, we know by our policies that we have to at least further investigate it. So your name came up. Did you do it? No. We have no evidence that you did it. You're clear. I'll bet it's going to be something similar to that. Because why wouldn't it be? The same way as if somebody made a complaint about you at work and said, Ryan did this. And then realized what shitstorm was going to come down and said, you know what, just forget I said it, but too bad it's out there.
Yes.
It's out there.
Yeah.
So then Logan is going to go, Ryan, I know they took it back, but I have to, for my boss's sake, investigate this, figure out, did you do it? No, of course I didn't do it. Okay, that's all I need to know.
Right. And so
that's what this is.
So, no, and I think it's way more than. Here's what I want to say. If the ultimate question is, should the players go talk to them? The answer is yes. By the way, they've agreed to go talk to them and interview with them. Okay? So they're going to do it. Because if it can just shut everybody up, then fine. You're right. And so I think it goes beyond the fact that there is a PED problem in the NFL, that these players possibly did use PEDs. At this point, Goodell is, in my opinion, and granted I'm, half joking in terms of how this is being phrased, but my feelings are hurt that you guys won't come and talk to me about this.
Yeah. My
feelings are hurt now. And I will not stand for that. I will not stand for my feelings being hurt over this.
Yeah.
And so you will come talk. Dude, I'm sorry. That is not what they collectively bargained. This is going to set a precedent now. Hey, I'm just saying it is going to set a precedent now. You can be, if somebody ran, and I believe it was Mike Neal who said this. It was James Harrison. And it was a little extreme, but I don't know if you heard this quote when he said, if somebody accused me of being a pedophile and Goodell wanted to talk to me about it, I'm sorry. I'm not going to come talk. I'm not a pedophile. I refuse to talk about this. And I'm not going to be interviewed for every little thing that is accused of me.
But that's the life you chose.
It's not. What do you mean? Just because he's in the National Football League?
No, and a celebrity, and out there in a town. It's the life he chose. It's happened to a lot of people.
Then it should be as simple as this. Then it should be as simple as this. It's a criminal accusation at that point. Let the court and the law deal with it. It can't be, I want to talk to you and you won't talk to me. I am going to discipline you now.
Then why didn't Harrison do that? Why didn't Harrison say, listen, this is a criminal thing. My lawyer's involved. I will file a defamation suit.
Yeah.
So listen, you want to talk to me? We'll talk in court about it.
Okay.
Nobody said that yet.
Okay. And look, I guess what I'm saying is this. Ultimately, the players are going to be remembered for PED use in this, right? Their names have been associated with this now, right?
Do you think Peyton Manning used PEDs?
Well, probably not.
Okay, then what does it matter? Clay Matthews could go in and they'll be like, oh, okay, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Of course.
Handshake, see you later.
Look,
Clay Matthews has been cleared of everything.
I think we're agreeing.
And every Green Bay Packer fan's going to go like this when it happens.
See, dude, and that's uncalled for. First of all,
it's not, because if it wasn't Green Bay players, you wouldn't care this much.
No, and that's the thing. I think we're agreeing on the same thing, and we're debating a completely different thing.
Okay.
Because I'm agreeing with you that the players should just go talk to him and end it.
Okay.
I'm telling you that if you want to look deeper into this issue, this is Goodell flexing his muscles to the Players Association.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's where I have a problem with it.
Do that.
Fuck the fact that it's a Packer. This is going to continue to happen over and over and over again.
And don't have a commissioner in your league.
No, you need to have a commissioner. You need to, the next time you're doing a CBA, make sure that there's things in place where he has certain, protocol and certain measures that he needs to go through and get, approved before he can hand out and dole out punishment as he sees fit, because he's done it wrong every single step.
They tried that last time, and they went, okay, so we could either raise player salaries or give the commissioner more power. Which would you prefer?
And again,
players took the money.
I'm not going to discredit the fact that they've agreed to it.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't agree with it.
Okay.
And I think, by the way, dude, come on. This should be about whether or not they use PEDs or not, right? And it's not about that anymore. It's not.
It's about listening to the boss.
And the fact that we're even
It is. Like you said, he's on a power trip. You better listen to me. I'm your boss.
And it's not about PED use. It's more about now. If I'm unhappy with the result that I'm getting from the players, I will dole out punishment. And I personally don't. And by the way, if you wanna just throw that on, and I'm using me as an example because I'm in front of you right now. If you want to throw it on me that I'm just taking this stance because it's Packers, don't be naive in thinking that you would do the same thing if it were Bears there. Because I assure you, I want them to just go talk to the league and end it. But I understand their stance that this is ridiculous in the sense that this whole report has been recanted. What are we talking about? So you know what I'm going to say to you, but you just need me to come in front of you and say it?
Yeah.
Bullshit. This is ridiculous, dude. I think it's ridiculous.
That's the way things are these days.
You're right. Yeah. You're right.
I wouldn't get as passionate about it as it with Bears players. And it's not because I'm not a Bear fan and I don't have my homer moments. Only because I'm around the sport I've been involved with now forever with MMA is so rampant with PEDs, and I know that football is rampant with PEDs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if 52 out of the 53 Bears are on roids and get caught for it. It wouldn't bother me in the least because I already expect that they are. Every single one of them.
Yep.
Same way I expect every Packer, every New England Patriot, every Pittsburgh Steeler. I don't give a shit. I know most of them are doing it. I know for sure, just because they haven't set an HGH rule in the NFL yet. Okay? That means they can use human growth hormone and not get caught or busted for it.
Right.
So I know they're using something. I know it. So that doesn't bother me because I've been involved with it in the past.
Okay, and here's the interesting thing that I will say is that, like you touched on this earlier, we don't really know what the investigation that they've turned out is showing. What I've actually heard is that Peppers and Matthews should have talked to him a long time ago, and they would have been cleared. Right. There is questions about Mike Neal, about what his statements originally were to the league, and there's some holes in there.
Covering some shit.
There's some holes there, which again I think that is some smoke in terms of why none of them have come back, because maybe Neal said something that doesn't help out Peppers and Matthews. I don't know, but here's what I will say: if they did take PEDs and that's what they found, suspend them. I will not bitch about it. I promise you, I will not.
Well,
but if they suspend them based on recanted statements, I will have a problem with that.
Well, and I think everybody'd have a problem with that. I also think the where smoke there fire thing comes in because there's 3 Packer players. the whole collusion. You know, hey, if you're using it, hey,
Of course.
come on
Of
over.
course.
I got a little something.
Right.
All right. That was good. Let us know what you think on social media. Ryan and I are passionate. Brian's. I like the passion he showed. Man.
Come on, man.
Big deal, man.
Hey, and again, I promise you, this comes up again, I'll be the exact same way if there's not Packers involved.
Well, let's get,
I have a problem with this.
and let's
I
get
really
straight
do.
to the homer part of it. If those three get suspended, that is devastating. to the Packer
Absolutely,
defense.
absolutely.
All right. When we come back, it's preview time. We have the NFC West and AFC West previews. We'll be right back.